How you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
Hey farmers, do you run a precision planting monitor in your planter tractor? Voigt Farm Outfitters is hosting our annual 2020 Monitor Clinic at the Holthus Center in York on Wednesday, March 19th. They'll run through everything on the monitor, from basic setup to more complex downforce settings, and everything in between. You'll learn agronomy principles behind some of the monitor settings and will leave refreshed and ready to plant. Representatives from Precision Planting will be on hand to handle any questions that you can throw at them. Visit VoigtFarmOutfitters.com for all the details and to reserve your spot.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Derek Pearson, brought to you by Canopy Street Market.
It is Saturday. And sometimes you have to take your plans and put them aside for a greater thing, another thing. Normally, different vibe, different space. But today, if you are a sports fan, if you're a Husker fan, today is a gray day. Today's a great day. Of course, folks locally have heard the news, and if you haven't, I hate to be that person, but that the voice of the Huskers passed yesterday, and Greg Sharp, his impact on this community, the state, the programs, the people that he loved on so fully, so absolutely, every opportunity he got. And we tend to think of program voices describing the game and telling us what happened and describing what we can't see. But ultimately, what makes exceptional people exceptional broadcasters is heart. Actually caring about the things that you see, caring about the people that you're sharing that information with, because you know how much it matters to them. Caring about the representation of the brand, caring about the people that you represent in full, and then understanding that in all of that magnificence, that Greg Sharp managed to never make it about Greg Sharp. And that's really impressive in this space. That, yes, on game days in baseball and football, Greg Sharp literally colored the lines, and he would draw these mental masterpieces. But he also did that away from the microphone. He also did it in communities all across the state of Nebraska. He did it in high school spaces. He did it in college spaces. He did it in email and in text. He did it in corners of buildings when no one was paying attention, that he was about the people. And it doesn't matter whether you're a Nebraskan or not. You understand that if somebody loves their people in full, that's good people. When people ask me about Nebraska, what I talk about first are the people. And Nebraska athletics could not have chosen a better ambassador, a better storyteller than Greg Sharp. His ability to be humane in the chaos that is college sports, his ability to be humane to people in times of need, his ability to be humane in not only not getting caught up in the moment, but just giving dignity to the moment, for giving clarity to the moment. I was once told that when I first got into this business, I was told, I was sitting on a plane, and there was a broadcaster of note who simply said, in trying to define for me what this whole microphone thing is about. And Greg Sharp embodied all of this. It was tell the truth, tell what you see, tell what you feel, make it interesting, and if possible, make people feel better when you're doing it. Now, I don't care what microphone you sit in front of and what space you're in. But if you're able to carry those things into what you do, especially in the times where it's not always positive, it's not always going the way of the home team, it's not always going the way of the lads in scarlet and cream, it's not always going the way the fan base, the sea of red, wants it to go, it's not always going the way that the boosters and financial leaders want it to go, it's not always going the way that the players want it to go, the way the coaches want it to go. But Greg Sharp made a point that he was going to tell you absolutely the truth about your Huskers. And he did it with fact, and he did it with heart, and he did it with love. And not everybody who becomes the voice of a prominent program loves the people in the program. Not everybody, they love the perks of being the voice. They love having front row seats to the game and for having that sort of access. And listen, I want to do a thing. I'm just going to hang this Husker hat on the headset and microphone. It's a small tribute, but let me say this. Not everybody in sports loves the people they talk to every day. Not everybody cares enough to be fully prepared, to be honoring, to be to do it with integrity and character, and to understand that it matters. that it matters. Greg Sharp understood the GPS of having a microphone in front of you, because as you tell the story, Greg Sharp mastered this thing, that he would go in when the light went on, you would see, and if you ever stood behind him when it happened, or just sat and listened to him, what he would say is, "Hey, Husker fans, here's where we are. Here's what's going on. Here's why this matters. Here's how we got here. Here are the major characters in today's episode." He would break it down for you with so much gentleness and so much fact that you just became fully vested in the fact that what came out of his mouth was absolute. It was absolute, because he cared enough. That's how you know quality of business, that somebody cares enough to get it right, and to be caring when they do it. And he would tell you, Husker fans, we're not where we want to be right now. Husker fans, we have another opportunity today. Husker Nation, here are some places to put your eyes and set your ears. I'm going to describe, I'm going to paint in sometimes small strokes, sometimes big strokes. I'm going to paint a picture for you of this beautiful mosaic that is Memorial Stadium. We're here in Iowa City. We're at the Big House in Michigan. We're at the Horseshoe in Columbus, Ohio. And while we have opponents, we don't have enemies. We want our boys to be heroes today. We've done the work. We know that they prepared. We know he could tell you, you know what? It was a good week of practice. It maybe wasn't the best week of practice. You know what? I got to talk to the quarterback today, and what he gave me to give to you. And it wasn't just for him. When he had these conversations, it all was, you know what? Come Saturday kickoff, I will be able to share with the listener all of the amazing people who wear the scarlet and cream, who wear the colors of Nebraska football, Nebraska baseball. He would tell the story, and his voice was like a violin and a guitar at the same time. It was the drum beat of and the rhythm of the game. Greg Sharp had a wonderful ability to dance with the game itself. He would weave within the crowd sounds of 90,000. He would maneuver within it, and sometimes he would be the conductor to get everybody to stand up and raise. And he's pointing in his voice. He would tell you, stand up, without telling you to stand up. He would go silent when he needed for you to consume the moment. He would just shut it down and say, this moment in silence is so perfect for Nebraska fans to understand how big this moment is. Within the game, he would keep updating. He would tell you, and he was considerate. That's a thing that isn't always done in broadcast. Being considerate, that he would understand. He would say, you know what? You may not have been listening the whole time. You may have just joined us. So let me give you what you're missing. Let me explain it to you again, right? Today the Huskers are in the white with red pants. Today it's white on white. Today we're in the alternate uniforms in the dash, and he would tell you the story behind the alternate uniform. He would tell you the story in the helmets. He would go back in time and pull forward some great moments in that building against that opponent. He would paint the picture, and artists can't always pull that off in full majesty. You can't do it. It takes a wonderful human being to care enough to tell the people who can't see what he sees the fullness of what he's consuming. Like, everybody wants the microphone, but not everybody has the ability to simply say, here's why I'm doing it. And then I'm going to care while doing it. And I'm going to, for a Husker, listen, Nebraska has been fortunate, blessed, had some amazing broadcasters, right? And through that, Greg Sharp has managed to become, he's the gather around the radio voice for Nebraska. Hey, family, gather around. Here's where we are today. And if the anticipation always showed up in his voice, the excitement always showed up in his voice, the curiosity always showed up in his voice. And those are always things that when you get into this business, and especially the play-by-play business, you have, other than the first kick, you have no idea what story you're going to tell. You can prepare for different situations, scenarios, so you know the characters. And remember that somebody could jump up out of nowhere and become the major character in that episode. And you have to prepare for it. You can't be surprised by it, but you can also say, well, here's a twist. And to get that right, so that Husker Nation understands that, listen, we're playing Iowa and there's a player that you might want. You're going to hear their name several times, and I can give you a couple of reasons why you're going to hear their name. This is what they've done in the past. This is why they matter. And that part of getting people to care about the people who are playing the game that you're listening to is the most lost art in all of play-by-play and broadcast. It is one thing to tell me number 18, he's 6'3", 245 pounds. But if you can tell me who he is as a player and as a person, I care more immediately. Immediately, I care more. And he made sure Husker fans knew more about their players than any other program in the country. He made sure you knew that this young man, look, he's exceptional. He's done the work. He's improved. He's gotten stronger. He's getting faster. He cares as much. He's done the preparation. He had a good week in film study. All of those things. And then he gets validation and confirmation, because in his eyes, if he sees a running back that is working at his craft, then for him to go to the running backs coach and to confirm, hey, here's what I'm seeing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to get this right. And it's that part. Most announcers will go through and have the conversations, but the part of trying to get it right, because the people that you talk to matter. They matter. You know, there's so many. I'm going to honor the flagship and Husker Network. I would love to spend an hour just listening to the voice of Greg Sharp, but anybody who's listening has heard. They know the Northwest call, right? They know the Northwestern call. They know that call. It's call and response. They can call it. We all have our moments. The way you say Westerkamp is really deeply ingrained, because somebody that cared literally gave you the playbook on how that should be talked about. I'd love to spend an hour going through and playing quotes from Greg Sharp, because he was a genius in this craft. I can tell you this, that when I first got to Nebraska, my eyes and ears were open to see, okay, I know that sportscasters and play-by-play men can tell you what's going on in a greater, deeper sense than anybody else in Lincoln. I know that a broadcaster can tell you, hey, man, there's some other stuff going on. Hey, man, draw your eyes here. Hey, man. And Greg Sharp didn't know me from Adam when I got here. But he treated me as though he did. He treated me as though, well, here's a guy who also cares about Nebraska athletics. As a matter of fact, this guy chose Nebraska athletics. And in our conversations, and they were never these grandiose public back pat, back slap, yuck conversations. They were always in a corner, in private, one-to-one, where he would make himself available as much as humanly possible to that conversation. And it made me lean in because I've been all over this country, and I can tell you in pockets of America, big market, small market, high school, college, pro, Olympic level, etc. Greg Sharp was one of one, because a lot of the guys who hold that microphone don't have time for you. They don't care. It is about them. Different dudes. But Greg Sharp made a point to just whisper to me his curiosity about why I was here, what he thought of what he would find out that I was doing. He would whisper, man, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. And if you just let that marinate for a second, the power of somebody just saying to you, that's good stuff you're doing. When he didn't have to. He didn't have to. Greg Sharp didn't need DP. He didn't need me for anything. He didn't need me. But he treated me as though, in this moment, standing face to face, I'm going to give you everything I have. It matters enough for you to want to be in the conversation to it matters enough for me to have it. So Husker Nation, I just wanted to spend today, this moment, just in tribute and celebration and admiration and affection and love and caring. Husker Nation is in pain today. I understand it. It would be nonsensical. It would be irresponsible for me to have a microphone today live and not say thank you to Greg Sharp. Say those things. I've made a point. Anybody that's heard me speak or read books, the books that I've done, there's three things I say the most. And I say them on purpose. It's on purpose, man. I say them on purpose. Because if we're living right, these are the three things that matter most. I'm going to go through those three things, and then I'm going to come back. We're going to go break. I'm going to tell you why I say them. But the three things that I say the most apply right now to Greg Sharp in full. Thank you. Love you. Well done. Well done, sir. Well done. Well done. We're done. We'll be right back.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
February is American Heart Month, and with heart disease as the #1 leading cause of death in Nebraska, now is the best time to start thinking about your health. Maintaining a healthy blood pressure is one of the best ways to avoid heart disease, and the blood pressure screening is fast, easy, and can be free. The best way to get screened is at your yearly wellness visit with your doctor. For more information and ways to get a blood pressure screening, search Chronic Disease Nebraska. Paid for by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through February 18th is 15% off chocolates, 15% off wines and spirits, and $10 off filet mignon per pound. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today. When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of margaritas and take home a free. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall, Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
You're listening to One on One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is a gray Saturday in Lincoln, Nebraska, across the state, in the corners of Big Ten broadcast booths around the conference, radio booths around the country. That there's not one broadcaster, sportscaster who's ever met Greg Sharp that is not just incredibly sad today. The passing of Husker voice Greg Sharp after a battle with cancer, pancreatic cancer. Even in his weakest moments, he was stronger than most. He cared enough to tell Husker fans what was going on, how he was going through the process, giving information on how to get through, allowing people to love on him and allowing him to love on them. Greg Sharp loved y'all enough to tell you his greatest pain, his biggest fear. He shared with you his greatest loves, which were faith, family, and football, baseball, Huskers. He shared those things with you in full. And he's brother Greg. He's father Greg. He's cousin Greg. He's uncle Greg. to a nation of sports fans and a community of people who rose and fell with him. He understood the power of being the orchestrator and conductor of game days in Husker land. I said a thing at the end of the last segment, and I'm true to it, that the things that I went through, I had a medical crisis and went through some very, very dark times, and getting through those things probably made me more humane. But it forced me to say thank you more often. Before my medical stuff, I tended to think that I was invincible and that, wear your cape, bro. Wear your cape and do your thing. But at my weakest moment, I had to be my strongest. I literally had to be stronger than I'd ever been before in my life. But there was a fear and concern that if I was going to leave this earth, I was going to leave it overnight in my sleep. That's what the thing did. It would make you, it would take you in your sleep. And so every morning, at night I would go to sleep. I would hopefully go to sleep. But they would tell you I had 27 blood clots. At the same time, 27 blood clots after surgery, spinal fusion surgery. And I had a saddle embolism, which was sitting on my bronchial stem. Nasty gangster prepared to choke me out. And I had to figure out how to find peace with that. Because they tell you, they called it a widowmaker, and they tell you it's just not going to go through. So I made a point, that I need to tell people that I loved them. I had to be purposeful. And so every night when you go to sleep, imagine being a grown man and being afraid to go to sleep. But when I woke up, the first thing that I would say, when I could put my feet on the ground, and it wasn't easy for me to even get out of bed because I had a body cast on that kind of restricted that, and a new spine. So any movement could have been fatal. But I would put my feet on the floor and I would say, thank you. Thank you for the day. Thank you for today. Thank you so much for today. Like I made it. Woo, that's good. Thank you. I had to be grateful. I had to be appreciative for that day. Today, for me, I actually keep track of the days, and folks that know me know that I do this. So today is episode 22,848. 22,848. It's the only one I'm going to get. It's the only 22,848 I'm going to get. I'm smarter today than I was yesterday. Not as smart as I'll be later today. I'll know more. I'll feel more. I'll appreciate more. So thank you for the opportunity that 22,848 brings. Thank you for the people I'll meet and the people I'll talk to. Thank you. So whatever your day is, mark it down and make it special. Make it about the day. Make it the most important thing, because it's the only thing. It's the only, whatever your number is, that you're going to get. It's the only one. And you're never going to be the same again. You'll never be the same again. If, I like to title these episodes. So 22,848, I will entitle this one Respect. Respect. So when I wake up that day, I say thank you. And then I have to push myself off the bed and I have to get to work. I have to get to work. And back then, getting to work meant I had to learn to move a body that wasn't working. I had to relearn every adult human thing. I had to relearn. I had to learn to walk. I had to learn to go to the bathroom again. They couldn't let me out of ICU until I could go to the bathroom on my own and I could actually use a walker. Even with a brace, I still had a catheter attached to my thigh. It was crazy, but I had to love myself enough. I had to love my wife enough. I had to love my family enough to get up and get better. I had to get up and get better. I had to get to work. I had things to do. I wasn't done yet. And so today, every day, you should push up off your bed and love yourself and the people around you enough to get to work. So I say, good morning, thank you, love you. And then at the end of the day, when I sat back on that bed again to try to go to sleep, I would sit in appreciation and celebration for the thing that I had done that day, that I had managed to get up, that I had managed not to leave this earth. I had decided I had chosen to be active enough that I was of value to my family, to be there for my friends, to be there for my community. And I can tell you that, it's a thing that I think about, that if I had left then, if those 27 blood clots got me, I never would have made it to Lincoln, Nebraska. I wouldn't be here. None of this would happen. And if you think the universe don't play, Jackson, you and I would have never met. I would have everybody I'm talking to, I would not be talking to right now. And so at the end of the day, after going through all of that, all of the grind, all of the friction, all of the pain, all of the discomfort, all of the things that you don't want to go through, but you absolutely have to go through, I would sit at the end of bed and I would say, well done. Well done. And there's a gospel song that speaks to it, that all we hope is that for our time on this planet and the things that we do because we love and we care, that at the end of it, people will say, thank you, love you, well done. And I mean it when I say that not everybody is aware. Not everybody is humbled enough to go, I'm small enough in this thing to realize I don't control any of this. I don't control. Listen, some people would have gone radio silent going through what Greg Sharp went through. He had earned the right to go through his extra time, his bonus time, his extra days any way that he wanted to. But he made each day matter. He cared enough. He was grateful. He was appreciative. He was aware. He was considerate. And he gave to Husker Nation. Even at his weakest moment, he gave them everything that he could give them. And it's just so remarkable and so due an applause and so worthy of speaking in absolute celebration and appreciation and tribute of this man. Because you can fully identify how much he loved everybody he did this for, how much he loved it for his family, how much he loved for Husker Nation, how much he loved being able to tell the stories of all those people inside the helmet, inside the pads, who couldn't tell the story for themselves. So they trusted that Greg Sharp would be up in that booth, literally defining, redefining, rebranding, celebrating every little good thing they did. And that, my friends, is when you know that you were deserving, that you're worthy, that he did. Like, he would speak to the farmer, he would speak to the to the electrician, he would speak to the car salesman, he would speak to literally anybody that would listen. And he would simply tell them what he saw about the thing that he cared about the most and they cared about the most. It was a wonderful bridge that Greg Sharp created, that everybody felt like they knew him. Everybody felt like he was for them. Everybody felt like he was one of them. That's masterful. That's a masterful thing, life that you're living, when you can get people to connect on your bridge on purpose all the time. And he told this, I once had the opportunity to tell him this. What I loved about Greg Sharp was that I figured out a long time ago that every time I called a game, it was a love story. It was a love story. Sometimes it was comedy, sometimes it was horror, sometimes it was a thriller, sometimes it didn't matter, but you never knew which version of it was going to be. But you knew no matter when you told it, no matter what happened, it was going to be a love story. And no matter how it ended, you were going to go through the process loving. You were going to love, look, the passion, the pain, the fear, the excitement, the celebration, all of it. That he told a love story. He described a love story, and he described it from such an intimate place. You can't love without intimacy. You have to get close to it. And then you have to understand that love only matters if it's received. You can't just say it and do it and not feel like the person is receiving it as intended in full, how they receive love. And you've never heard anybody say that they didn't understand what Greg Sharp was telling, because he made on purpose, he made a point. Husker Nation, I'm here to love on y'all today. And no matter how it ends, it's all love. There's no other way to describe it. It's a sad day today in Husker Nation. But once again, I will say this to you, Greg Sharp. Thank you, kind sir. Thank you for every moment, for every word, every emotion. Thank you. You were so loved. You are so absolutely loved. And I hope that you know how loved you are. And then, kind sir, on this gray sunset, well done. What a life. What a legacy. Well done, sir. From us all, well done, well done, well done.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through February 18th is 15% off chocolates, 15% off wines and spirits, and $10 off filet mignon per pound. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through February 18th is 15% off chocolates, 15% off wines and spirits, and $10 off filet mignon per pound. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Right now, when you drive by Honda of Lincoln, you'll see more than 200 new Hondas and over 125 pre-owned vehicles. Hi, Charlie Stone here, and with me on the line is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, how does it feel to have so many vehicles in stock again for your customers?
Charlie, it feels amazing to see how excited our customers are. They love the ability to see, test drive, and take immediate delivery of the exact new Honda they're looking for.
Do you have some good offers to talk about?
We sure do, Charlie. We're offering financing as low as 0.9% APR up to 72 months, or great lease rates on every new Honda. It's the perfect time to drive away in the new Honda you've been dreaming of.
How about pre-owned, Andy?
We have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Just about every make and model with prices starting at under $10,000.
Maybe it's time you experience the best, the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is, I appreciate folks indulging and allowing an hour to just sit and be collective and united and connected in our appreciation of Greg Sharp through his passing. There was a statement issued by the family of Greg Sharp. I'd like to read that statement to you. It says, "Today, we are saddened to inform you of the passing of Greg on Friday. A wonderful husband, father, brother, friend, and of course, broadcaster. While his passion and energy on the call of Husker football and baseball brought joy to so many for the past 17 seasons, it comforts us to know that his legacy will live on through these same moments that he narrated and through the relationships that he built. While the public knew him for his booming voice and his infectious personality, those closest to him knew him for his loyalty and dedication to them. Over the last 12 months, Greg has fought a very public battle with pancreatic cancer. Even though it was a grim diagnosis at the time, Greg chose to live and not to fear. He leaned into his faith, family, and of course his professional calling of broadcasting Husker athletics. Without the support from the University of Nebraska, Playfly Sports, and of course the best fans in college athletics, Husker Nation, he may not have been able to continue to fight and live the way that he did. The love shown to him during this difficult time truly touched Greg and our family. We are forever grateful to Husker fans everywhere for the letters, gifts, and of course, prayers. We are all better for having Greg in our lives. And that letter is from, the statement is from the Sharp family. So to the Sharp family, while we cannot possibly understand or know how you feel, I can say that I hope, and it is my wish, that you are wrapped in the love of this fan base, the love of the people that he worked with, the people that knew him best, and yourselves. The Sharp family is in the thoughts of the entire state of Nebraska, Husker Nation, worldwide. Nobody is having the day that they wish today. It's not possible. But everybody who's listening to this, who cared enough to listen, who cared enough to go online and find clips of Greg calling their beloved Huskers, nobody is missing the opportunity to love on y'all today. The simple response is that this sucks. It is a terrible disease. It is a terrible thing that it does to families and communities and humans. And feel free to say it out loud. Cancer sucks. You've taken a good one. No, you've taken a great one. To the Sharp family, we stand with you. And I'll say fully that if there's anything that the ticket can do, please let us know. In full tribute, in full honor, and full grace. We all love Greg Sharp. We are sending love to the family. I think the only way to do this properly is to say, kind sir, once again, thank you, love you, well done.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes, feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com.